Hello, the aim of this video that I'm gonna get straight into is to prove that the black Hebrew Israelites that are claiming to be the real Jews are not in fact Jews. I'm gonna use the Passover to do this. Now, please turn with me to Exodus, the 12th chapter, and I'm gonna read it because it's good to always read what I'm talking about. Now, verse 1. Now the Lord spoke to Moses and Aaron in the land of Egypt, saying, This month shall be your beginning of months. It shall be the first month of the year to you. Speak to all the congregation of Israel, saying, On the 10th of this month every man shall take for himself a lamb, according to the house of his father, a lamb for a household. And if the household is too small for the lamb, let him and his neighbor next to his house take it according to the number of persons, according to each man's need. You shall make your count for the lamb. Your lamb shall be without blemish, a male of the first year. You shall take it from the sheep or from the goats. Now you shall keep it until the 14th day of the same month, and the whole assembly of the congregation of Israel shall kill it at twilight. And they shall take some of the blood and put it on the two doorposts, and on the lintel of the houses where they eat it. Then they shall eat the flesh on the night, roasted on a fire with unleavened bread, and with bitter herbs they shall eat it. Do not eat it raw, nor boiled at all with water, but roast it in fire, its head with its legs and its entrails. You shall not let none of it remain until morning, for what remains until morning you shall burn with fire. And thus you shall eat it with the belt of your waist on your waist, your sandals on your feet, and your staff in your hand. So you shall eat it in haste. It is the Passover, it's the Lord's Passover. For I will pass through the land of Egypt on that night, and I will strike all the firstborn of the land of Egypt, both man and beast. Against all the gods of Egypt I will execute judgment. I am the Lord. Now, why the Passover? Well, because the Jews, and now when I say the Jews, I'm talking about the guys in Israel, right? These guys had this thing instituted in the beginning of their nation, right? Before they entered the promised land. And they've kept it ever since. You know the history. These guys have broken the 10 commandments. These guys have worshipped the Baals, gone after the Ashtoreths. These guys have been exiled. These guys have, everything has happened to them. They've denied God in every way you can think of. But the Passover they have always kept. No matter where they've been, whether they've been in Europe, in Germany, in Russia, in America, in the Arab countries, wherever they've gone, they keep the Passover. Today, the majority of the Jews living in Israel do not believe in the Bible. 30% of them say they're atheists. But here's a surprising fact, 90% practice the Passover. With all the details that you're seeing here, they practice the Passover. Okay? Now, here's the interesting thing. Black Hebrew Israelites never practice the Passover. They haven't been known to practice the Passover. There's no history. There's no way you'll ever hear, oh, by the way, these guys used to practice. No, they don't. The Africans that are claiming that they don't practice the Passover. It's not in their traditions. Okay? So that's clear to me, right? Number 2, this thing happens suddenly. I mean, there's no, if you look at for example, if you look at the Hajj and the Ramadan, which are the some Muslim rites, these things before Islam, these things were practiced by pagan Arab communities, right? So things that are similar. They did the Hajj. The Kaaba actually existed before Islam, and they did the different pagan communities, religions, did the Hajj to the Kaaba. They had a thing, a Ramadan fast thing. Yeah, so Islam sort of incorporated this into its beliefs and made it its own. But you don't see that with the Passover. Only the Jews practiced it, and there's nothing about it anywhere else apart from in the Exodus. When it's set up here in Exodus 12, it's a completely new thing, and you got millions of people, at least 2 million, starting to practice it all of a sudden and keeping it the next year and the year after that and the year after that and the year after that. That shows you that definitely something very serious took place for everyone to be in line and say, yeah, we're going to be doing this and we're going to carry it on. And that brings me to my final point. In Exodus 12:26 and 27, it says, it shall be, this is the Lord speaking, it shall be when your children say to you, what do you mean by this service? Mom, Dad, why do we do this Passover thing? What's it all about? You shall say, it is the Passover sacrifice of the Lord who passed over the houses of the children of Israel in Egypt when he struck the Egyptians and delivered our households. So the people bowed their heads and worshipped. So God is saying, the reason why I want you to keep this Passover for a forever kind of ordinance is so that you can continue teaching your kids and reminding them that we used to be slaves in Egypt and God saved us. The fact that the Jews have been doing this and are still doing this here, to me, from the mouth of the Lord, shows me that they're the true Jews. The fact that you, Black Americans and my fellow brothers, African brothers, we don't practice it, we've never practiced it, shows that we're not the true Israelites. But, bro, sis, read your Bible. There's something even greater than being a physical child of Israel. There's something even greater. Look to Jesus Christ. See what he's saying. Because you can be a true son of God, greater than being a Jew physically. But if you just get stuck with this one thing, mostly inspired by hate and racism, I don't know what to say to you. The text disagrees with you. And you can call yourself something, but it's not going to make you that thing. But you can look to what God is saying and receive the greater promise. I pray for you and I pray that this is what you do. God bless you. Give me a comment. If you disagree, give me a shout. I'm always happy to engage with people. Anyway, peace and love. Have a good one.